Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Beautiful color. Such a pretty fall color. I'm underneath a gorgeous tree. The colors are so orange. Dark green and orange. It's a nice time of year. Good afternoon. I was going to go live yesterday. I did deliveries during the day. Have an interesting shop, pay, and delivery for you. And they paid a lot of money. Made my day. I would have gone out today, but when you're doing everything yourself and you're making your decisions, I needed to sleep. I needed to regroup. I did upload a video about the unicorn, and I didn't monetize it because I used recordings of other videos, channels out there. It was so worth it if you watch my earlier video. Hello, Ivanka. How's it going? Yeah, I thought I'd go live now because I am going to go out in a few hours after I go back to my place, do some laundry. You have to make these decisions. I got to do laundry. I've been saying it for 5 days. I got to start doing laundry. And I want to get back out there about 5:30 tonight. Well, I put gig talk, stock talk. Well, I did stock talk first. Investing in, I think it's called MISO Robotics. MISO robotics.com. Check it out. I'm an early investor. I didn't have to be accredited, and I'm a proud owner of 55 shares for my future. I feel it's going to be a unicorn. It's going to be in all the fast food restaurants, and they're already showing that they're already in stadiums where they do sports. It's sports arenas. Cali Burger, White Castle, they made the decision after their first beta test run that they're going to install Flippy in all their Chicago locations. What do you think? That's not going to expand? And the reason why I chose to jump into it now is because the price was going to go up and I was going to get less for my dollar if I waited, because they got another restaurant, Buffalo Wild Wings, for fry laters. That's incredible, the Flippy. And it's evolving so quickly. It's being rolled out, and fast food restaurants are jumping on board. I watched a lot of videos and read a lot of articles. On average, I believe Flippy costs about $3,000 a month to run. It's really cheap when you count all the people you got to pay. No, I didn't use Fidelity. I have it someplace else. When you go to MISO Robotics, you click on invest. It was through another company. But I believe, and I read the proxy over and over and over again, it is a gamble. We all know investing is a gamble. I believe it will go IPO in the future. And I'm really grateful I got 5. I own 55 shares. That's what I can do. I'm going to work my ass off to bang that out. And I borrowed money interest free. And I have a year and a half to pay it off. And that's what I plan on doing. If I could do it sooner, I'm going to do it much sooner. I forget what it is. I'm sorry. You have to click on the invest button. And I had to open an account. And I had to get approved. And they accepted my offer. It was a few steps. And I did receive, I didn't show that in the video, I did receive the email telling me my offer has been accepted, because I could have said no. And they accepted my offer. I bought very little amount, but for someone like me, I believe MISO Robotics, the Flippy, and I wish I showed that in the video, the auto dispenser of their drinks. It's in a circle. It's all artificial intelligence, and they seal it with a tight plastic seal. A place that I deliver for, Kenko, Kenko. It's Vietnamese food. They have that machine, but a mini version of it, and it seals it on top. There's no plastic flimsy covers. There's no hole in the middle of the cover with a sticker. It's perfectly sealed. It's air sealed. That's what it is. And then you just poke a hole in it for your straw. And it's going to mass produce. You're taking massive orders from all the apps. It's putting the small, the medium, the large cup, filling it with ice and filling it with the soda without someone putting the cups in and actually doing it themselves. You ever use the machines that you press buttons and you still have to fill it up? A person still has to put the cup in there. A person still has to fill it up with ice. A person still has to fill it up with soda. What they're going to do now is stock the machine, let the machine do that work for you. And as they're handing off the drinks, that's all the workers got to do is hand it off. It's going to help improve sales in a huge way. Hey, hi, Lisa. What's doing? So very interesting. I feel these hard times. I'm experiencing it firsthand. I will become, the next group. I say I'm going to be a cryptonaire, and I feel that's going to bypass millionaire, billionaire, because I'm even into crypto too. But I've become an investor. I've become financially educated, and I'm going to continue to do so. But I have to work tonight, and I know I have to go out. I have to be a realist. A little money every day. I'm going to change my life in a way. I'm going to live a lifestyle I've only watched other people live or watch on TV, and that's what I want. Yesterday, I did a Uber Eats Walgreens shop, pay, and deliver. It was almost a $20 payout. I picked it up in Freeport. I dropped it off a town over. I was kind of embarrassed, and I made sure they knew that it was. I'm still from the tail end of the Industrial Revolution generation. I was raised by older people. I was always surrounded by older people. I started very young. So I understand that I'm witnessing the rapid change. It's like a flood going into the technology revolution. But other topics and industries have changed a lot too. I've never had to make this decision. I'm very grateful it was never on my plate. I picked up a step 2 plan B emergency product from Walgreens. That's to terminate pregnancies. I don't judge anyone, but that's how bizarre the world is now, that you can take a pill. See, that's not from my time, you know. I personally know a couple of people who had to make that decision when I was in my late teens and my early 20s, and it's a horrible decision. I wonder if they ever look back, and say, I wish I didn't do that, or thank God I did that. Just technology is changing so rapidly, you know, I just couldn't believe it. And I had to get it from behind the counter because they don't keep that on the shelves. It was so strange and bizarre. I was watching the Flippy video and it said it's going to replace jobs. Well, it's going to replace some jobs. Back-breaking, and I've done it. Over a grill, over a fry later. I've had burns. My last job as a cheese department woman, I wanted that job so badly. I thought it was going to lead to something more, but I didn't, whatever. It don't matter. I burnt myself so many times. I went home and constantly put on proper medication over the counter to care of myself that I didn't scar. And I'm like, I'm in my late 40s. This is over. It's going to create other jobs. It's going to educate the people instead of looking at someone and going, they flip burgers. They have to be educated, and they're going to develop new skills, and they're going to understand how to use the computer systems, and they're going to understand how to maintain Flippy. I would think that would be a part of the job, cleaning it properly, replacing the mesh, making sure that you know how to program it in the computer. I would think a staff member, if say you're opening up a place, I've done this for years. You go in, you're in there at 9:45, the place is going to open at 11. Okay, let's start opening everything up, turn everything on. Well, you have to program the Flippy to do what you want it to do for the day or for the couple of hours, however the shifts go. And you have to tell it and you have to work around it. You know what I mean? So I would think you'd be more educated, develop new skills, and you still have a fair paying job, at least minimum wage, but I feel fast food industry deserve a little more than minimum wage. And now if they don't have to constantly flip over a grill, someone who works a grill like that, I say in Five Guys, just my opinion, deserves a minimum $20 an hour. And I know they don't get it because someone who's never done that backbreaking job don't get it. They think it's easy. They're just flipping burgers. They're exhausted. They overheat all day long. They're burning themselves. They're doing backbreaking dirty work. Cooking's wonderful, but cooking is a messy job. Even if you do it at home, it's messy. You watched a couple of videos. That is my W-2 job right now. There you go. But what are you doing? Flipping burgers? The guy who was at White Castle. Well, they had White Castle. White Castle's putting it in all their Chicago stores now. That's a done deal. They said they beta tested it. They said we're doing it. You know, it's incredible. It's going to take over. Just think. In places like that, do you think all the other places there's other videos that KFC and other part of the world, they're already using artificial intelligence before the pandemic happened. I call it a pandemic. This is to roll out all this bullshit. So just think, if you don't have to do that constantly for 10 hours over a grill and still get the 15 an hour, because that is at least a living wage. You need at least 15 an hour. At least. I'm going to read your thing. Let me see what you're saying here. Fast food in New York is 15. I think so too. I make breakfast at my store. I would be earning 15 an hour now if I stayed at my last job. And they were giving me small increments because that's minimum wage. Yeah, I get it. I make breakfast at my store. Same idea though. I make way more than minimum wage. Well, of course you do. Because you're doing backbreaking work. And you have to be skilled, talented, experienced to be a cook, a line cook. Not just, you don't have to be a chef. You can be a line cook. Line cooks mass produce, and that's back-breaking work. On top of all the cleanup, on top of all the prepping, on top of all the danger that a kitchen holds. See, that's another huge part in the fast food industry anyway, with this flippy artificial intelligence. It's going to lower kitchen accidents. 100% certain with that. That's a definite. Hello, Michaela. What's going on? I like your name, Michaela. Such a pretty name, Michaela. Wow, good for you. You deserve it. And plus, with your age and your experience, of course. Because I would think people flipping burgers, I watch Five Guys all the time. It's all they do. And it's a messy, backbreaking, and I say backbreaking, but you'll overheat all shift long. And the grease, and you're sucking it in over the grill. You're sucking all the fumes in over the grill, all shift long. The people who want to earn money, they look for overtime. They want 10-hour shifts. They want 12-hour shifts. They want the money. They're willing to give their time for money. I'm at home, took the day off doing laundry. I've been out of town this weekend from being out of town. Oh, where were you? Is that cool? I have to do laundry, but I'm going to go out tonight. I don't have a choice. As long as I really would like to stay home, but it's kind of a grayish day. I think tonight should be okay. It should just be regular. You have to take care of responsibilities. So artificial intelligence all the way, guys. And I'm going to look for more stocks that I could be an early investor with this artificial intelligence if it feels right, like this one felt right. I wish I could have bought more, but I have a nice modest bag and I'm very proud. And I happen to feel in the next 3 years that they'll be worth 20 grand each, the shares I have. Maybe I'm probably lowballing it. I think it's a unicorn. I was in San Antonio. I live 3 hours away from there. How awesome. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a really nice time. I did no Grubhub. I'm still waiting for my $40.16. Um, they did write back to me again after I sent them the information, and they said you must give it 3 to 5 business days to give the bank the full amount of time before we look into it and investigate it. So I'll be writing to them on Friday, I'm sure, because my bank, I've never had a problem. Instant pay means instant cash out, and I never had a problem with it, only once. But a lot of people had a problem with it at that time. I remember that. There was some kind of glitch and they fixed it. So they're going to make me wait. So I'll probably get that $40.16 sometime next week after I write them and tell them that I didn't see it in my account. It never hit my account. So they still owe me that money. And with the back app, it was over, it hit $37. After hours, it was 50. But I'm going to keep an eye out. I'm going to hold that a little bit longer. I'm really happy it's over 20. I'm very grateful. If I'm like, if something happens, I will cash out some. But I'm going to wait till it breaks $30 again. And I'm going to sell off the ones I spent the most money on, that I spent the most money to buy. And I'm going to take it from there. I shared that information in my last video. At the tail end of the video, I show you. Because some of the shares I bought for like 14 and change. So I'm going to sell off the highest paying ones after, I believe it's going to be mid 30s again. And I'm going to take my time and do it very slowly and watch the cost go up and continue to sell off and get the most return on investment that I can. Oh, and one more thing. Inflation. You're going to find this interesting, you gig workers. Okay. I have a pile of these underneath my seat. When I cleaned out my car, I have a pile, probably 10. I used a couple of them yesterday because the new ones they're coming out with, and it was 2 different places. This is the most skinniest one I have, and this is old and flimsy, but not as flimsy as the ones I received yesterday. I had to double up on these because they were more thin than this. See how thin that is? Then before this real flimsy one came out, it was this one. They're a little thicker. I've been doing this. I'm going on 4 years in January. They're thicker. And this is one really old one. When I first started, I keep it on the bottom to keep all the flimsy ones intact. Look how thick and sturdy this baby is. That's part of inflation. And with the MySo Robotics machine, the dispenser, the soft drink machine, when they put that little sealed piece of plastic on, it's airtight. It's going to cost less money to prepare those drinks because they won't need those plastic tops that they were getting more thin and more thin, that they have to put a saran wrap over it or tinfoil because inflation. This is an original one for like 3.5 years ago. You could just tell. You could just feel it. And then you feel the next one. It gets thinner. And then you feel this one. It's super thin. And the ones I received yesterday are more flimsy than this. It was pointless to give me drinks and the ones they gave me yesterday because they had to double up. I was like, you got another one? By the third one, I said, do you have another one? I want to save these for emergency because now I had to use a couple. What's the point of making them flimsy if you have to double up? It's going to cost, it's not going to save you money in the long run. It's going to cost you the same amount of money when you think about it. Some things you can cut costs to, lower the price to increase profit. However, if you got to use 2, then why bother? I thought that was very interesting. See, I have it doubled up, that one. I'm going to put them back behind my seat. I have a feeling I'm going to be using these. By the end of the year, these are going to be gone. I'm really happy I kept them neatly underneath my seat because everything's getting super cheap. It was very nice. Thanks. You're welcome. From Uber Eats, I hardly use it. Honestly, wow, what a huge difference. I got a cup carrier from Amazon. I like it. It works. Good idea. I'm waiting for my $200 gift card from that Colin thing I did. I want to buy some things off of Amazon. And when I get my new car, Lisa, because of you, I am going to buy a portable battery charger. I think that's great that it's so tiny. It's a great backup. You should do another video about that, about the things that you could put in your car as a backup if you ever get stuck on the road. That's very interesting. You should do another video because I learned a lot from you, and I will be doing that. I want to know. They also have portable air for the tires. They're so tiny now. Instead of calling, like with Progressive, if I'm within 15 miles, they come to me. And I had a tire changed once, and they towed my car to a place local because my battery was dead. They checked it. I could do that, instead of calling them. I guess I become more self-efficient, self-sufficient, sufficient. So your videos are really good. It works. Yeah. So there's a lot of things now because of technology evolving so quickly. You could buy a little portable air thing that can get you to where you need to be so you can take care of your tire. The little portable battery charger. Well, I should have that in my next car. Like I'm going to make sure I have a little box of emergency stuff because I plan on driving a lot more than I am now. I'm holding myself back a little bit because of my old car, but that'll change soon. I want all of that. I'm on the road all the time, so I need to make sure I'll be okay. You're damn right. Absolutely. And to have flares or, if you ever stop to warn traffic, I'm sure there's a lot of other things I'm not even thinking of. After a little research, I will learn. Please do. You should. You did that first one for a charity thing, but if you did, like a 5-minute video of all the things that you can prepare yourself to be on the road all the time, to back yourself up if anything minor happens to your car that you're capable of taking care of to get your car to a safe location to park. It's a smart idea. It's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. And I'm sure I'm going to learn more from you. Okay, I hope you found it interesting. I got to go. I got to go do laundry, do a few things, and I'm going to work tonight for a little while. I wish I could have worked on my website, but the next few days I'm going to work on my website a little bit. Making that decision about that investment was a very hard decision for me. And I wanted to make sure I understood what I was reading. And I understand it's a gamble, but I feel it's a good gamble because it is artificial intelligence. And it's going to get me in a direction of doing more research about investing in more artificial intelligence that can be used in mainstream situations like fast food restaurants. I was like, God, I wish I could triple up, but that's what I can do. And I'm a proud owner of 55 shares of Flippy, MySo Robotics. Flippy, incredible. I just think it's incredible. And how it cleans too. That's a pisser. It cleans the grill. It cleans the spatulas. It knows to switch spatulas from raw to cooking food. It cleans the fry laters. Because fry laters, when you use them, if you'll cook, Lisa, you take the strainer and you strain all the stuff out of it. You don't change the oil every day. I don't know if people do that every day. I'm not sure. But I've seen people clean fry laters, and it's a messy, backbreaking job. So imagine Flippy constantly doing that throughout the day. You probably can use the oil a little bit longer. I would think so, just from experience. Okay, thanks for joining in. Hello, Lower Alabama. Watch the video. It's very interesting. I'll see you soon. I hope you enjoyed my earlier video. It's about MySo Robotics. Check it out. And I didn't monetize it. Not all videos are about monetizing. And I also use their video. I really just wanted to show you what's out there, and it's going to bring us to we're going to do more research about artificial intelligence. I think that's a very good futuristic stocks to invest in, especially if they could be used mainstream, like that, like fast food restaurants. That's incredible. All right. I'll see you soon. Have a good one. And until next time, thanks for joining in. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.